Hello again, everyone. Deflex here for Hermit Fair Gaming. This is going to be the most controversial tier list I'm putting out, and I can tell you why that's going to be. Because this one is the range tier list. Now, let's get a few things off to start with. The range tier list, most of them are getting season 3. The tier sets, the outliers are Shadow Priest, of course, with the God comp. Shadow and Fire Mage are both getting season 2, along with Devastation Evoker. And then Destro Warlock is season 1, and Balance Druid is season 1. Now, this is going to be the big thing, because is season 1 going to outperform season 2 with the God comp? Time will tell. But season 1, you can see Balance Druid were doing the top keys, and Destruction Warlock were not far behind. So that's going to be the tricky thing. And everyone knows season 2 was the domination of the God comp, the Shadow Priest, Aug Evoker, Fire Mage. It just goes list on, like, this goes on for lists. Is this going to be beaten? Is the question. And I've tried to figure out the good answer for that. So we will dive into the tier list. Starting with Affliction Lock. Well, this makes it real easy. It's not going to be F tier. It doesn't have to be F tier here, but it should fucking be pretty low. Affliction Lock's still going to be the worst. It's going to be one of the worst. They haven't really done anything with it. It's not unplayable. It's still doing decent keys. It's just not going to be where everyone else is. I foresee range to dominate this season. A few outliers might be Ret Paladin, maybe Outlaw Rogue, but other than that, I think range is going to dominate the season, just because how good range is right now. Uh, yeah, let's waste no time. We all know this is going here. Aug Evoker is still being played. Its damage is kind of shit, but in the right hands, it can do a lot more. Yeah, but a lot of them use it for survivability, because if you can survive, you don't really need the extra damage yet. The timers aren't time related, they're more damage related if you're going to get one shot. So it's going S tier. Now, I can't put everything in S tier. That's going to be the problem. And if you see my other tier sets, we base this on how I think the Raider IO is going to be, the Mythic Plus scene, the damage they're going to do, the tier set they got, and what the outcome is. Balance Druid got its best tier set. It's got season 1. It was cranking season 1. A lot of things help Balance Druid. I think it's going to do very well. I Here's gonna be the problem. We're gonna have like fucking a lot of specs in S tier. Because I do think it's gonna be a range dominant tier. Um I think it's gonna be low S tier for Balance Druid. I do. I think it's going to do very well if you're playing a balanced druid. The thing that's going to hold it up is going to be it is squishy. So it is probably one of the squishiest classes in the game. I think it's even squishier than Hunter, or even equal to Hunter anyway. It's very squishy and it can die pretty easily. So the only way not to die a lot of the time is to turn into bear form. You can't do damage in bear form from range really well, other than just moonfire stuff. So kind of a catch 22 for balance. I think it's going to be still very good, but I think it's going to be down there. Arcane pops off, but not many people play it, which is weird. As you can see, we'll go to, this is season 2 ranking. We'll go to season 3 right now. Frost Mage, Fire Mage are dominating. Arcane's way down here. And like Arcane still doesn't do terrible. It's still doing 30s, majority of 30s and 29. Yes, it's not like fire, but it's still doing very, very well. And it looks to be actually, it looks like it's pulled out a little bit ahead of Frost, which is crazy. But I do think it's going to be a good A tier pick. Definitely a good A tier pick. It's going to do well. Arcane still does a ton of damage. They are getting this season's tier set, but like I said, you can't put everything in A. And there's just going to be too many of them. Spoiler alert. BM Hunter. BM Hunter cranks damage. It's got an easy rotation. It does tremendous damage very easily. I think it's gonna be ahead of Boomkin, to be honest. I think it just does so much. Um, and there's really the only thing that holds it back is it can get one shot. Like it doesn't have a lot of defensives, but it has stuff like Boom can deal with almost everything. Like it's got stuns, it's got trank shot. It's got a lot of Mythic plus toolkit to it. It's got a slow. It's got flare if you need it. It's a good spec. It just you can get one shot pretty easy. Now, Demo Lock. Demo Lock is doing very well right now. Demo Lock is getting this season's tier set, which is good for it. It is doing 31s, 30s. Like it is doing very, very well. Again, it comes into the problem. What is everyone going to play? Are they going to play Destro or are they going to play Demo? That's what it's going to come down to. And that's what it's going to be. Sorry, I had the other one up there. It's going to either be one or the other. And this is basically just a guess at, well, an educated guess, but I think it's going to go to A tier because I believe more people are going to play Destro. And I think that's what it's going to be in season 4. I think more people are going to play Destro, and I think Destro is going to be up there in the S tier because of it. I believe it's just going to be a majority Destro Warlocks. Demo's going to take a backseat, even though it's going to be very good. It's going to be quite usable. It's going to do a ton of damage. It just is going to take a backseat to Destro because I think Destro is going to do more damage. And if you're a Warlock, you pretty much just play Warlock. You play all the specs. Fire Mage. If you watch my video way back, how to pick a meta spec, the odds are picking Fire Mage is going to put you into the meta. It was Fire Mage and Rogue. It's no different. Fire Mage in the right hands, in high enough keys, will do tremendous damage. The problem with Fire Mage is if you do low keys, you won't see the big damage because you're not getting it all off before shit dies. So when you get into the higher keys, it does more. I think with the God comp coming back, I believe it's going to be S tier. I wonder if people are going to pick Fire over Destro. I don't know on that. I kind of want to put it behind, but I do kind of think people are going to revert to season 2 as well. So it's going to be a catch-22. There are a lot of mages out there who just like playing Mage or will play Mage or do play Mage. So Fire is going to be another one that's going to do very well this season. Frost as well is going to do very well. Frost is going to be behind Demo, actually. I do still think there'll be enough Demo players to push it up a bit. They're going to be drop off a lot more than Destro, but I do think they will be very good. Frost is very good right now. A good spec if you want to play Frost, you still can play it. It's very good. But yeah, I think Demo's just going to inch it out. And again, you bring all the Mage stuff. You bring, Lust. You bring all your AoE stun or bounce backs or your roots and all that. Frost will be great for controlling mobs as it always is, with the roots and the slows and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I do think it will drop down a little bit behind Fire in the S tier. Marksman Hunter, we are just going to put down here behind Affliction. I think Affliction will be better. Marksman still sucks. I've played with a few Marksmans this season, but if you're playing Hunter and you're playing range, you're not playing Serve Hunter, you're probably playing BM. It just does so much more damage so easily. Diehard Marksmans will play Marksman, but BM is just cranking so much that I don't know why you would just play that and not play that. Devastation Evoker. I mained Evoker for this whole X-Pack so far. Devastation, I gotta say, was probably the most disappointing. It's still fun. It's just disappointing in the damage. It's not quite there. They are getting a decent tier set. It is still going to be fine if you want to play it, but augmentation exists, which is what everyone's going to play. Devastation is going to literally, if someone's going to play Devastation, they're going to have to do 10% more damage than almost any other spec. And that's it. 5 to 10% more damage than any other spec to switch off Aug to play it. So for that reason alone, unfortunately, it's going B tier. And we are getting into Shaman. Shaman has the season 3 tier set. Shaman's a sleeper. Like, Shamans are doing 31s. Like, they're cranking these elemental Shamans. They're playing that meatball build, I believe it's called, where they're just spamming lava bursts. They're cranking the damage. I like they're up here for, they're technically 12 spot for damage, but they are cranking the damage. They are going at it. It's gonna be a tough one because they do bring the short kick, but they bring lust. Um Top Shaman's 38, 31. Like, it's going to be very good, but it is going to need some separation from the rest. I think it's going to be better in Frost. Yes, it is currently. So better than Frost, below Arcane, maybe above. Oh, Arcane's fallen off of there. Maybe. Maybe we're gonna redo this one. We're gonna go Shaman, Demo, 2 Mage specs. I do believe Fire is going to crank it up there. I still unsure about Fire if it's going to put below Destro. Shadow Priest though. Shadow Priest is going back to the God Comp tier set as well. They're getting definitely a good tier set. They did get nerfed from it, but Shadow Priest is cranking damage right now too. Like, Shadow Priest is just all sorts of good damage right now. I was actually been playing my Shadow Priest. It's a ton of fun. If you haven't played one, it's very good right now. Good time to jump in, good time to play. And I think they're going to be, again, one of the better specs with the PI. They have Massive Spell. Yeah, I just think they're going to be, they're definitely going to be back up there again. It's going to be big damage. They got decent utility. The only thing that sucks is they got a 45-second kick, but they bring everything else. So we're going to leave them up. Second best, Aug Evoker will be top. And just for a little bonus at the end, this is what I think the range tier list will be for season 4. Little bonus at the end. I do think Destro might overtake Fire though. So I think it might end up like that, where Destro does pull ahead, and you're going to see top keys with Evoker, Shadow Priest, Destro. That's a little prediction for the end of the season there. If you've made it this far, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, deflect, firm but fair gaming. We'll see you in the next video.